Hello everyone, I'm Robbie Timmons. Welcome to the Chevrolet Satellite Network Special Report. Today we're talking to you on videotape, but someday in the not too distant future we fully expect to talk to you live by satellite right inside your dealership. It's just one of a number of strategic plans in place to keep us winning in the 90s and well beyond. And that's really what we want to talk to you about today. First off, winning in the 90s will not be easy. With more than 600 nameplates out there today, our business is more competitive and complex than ever before, and there's no let-up in sight in the decade to come. But there will be changes. Automotive expert David Cole, director of the Office for the Study of Automotive Transportation at the University of Michigan, says in a few years, world-class quality and cost will simply qualify competitors for the race. Moving ahead of the pack will take much more.
Most of the factors that the buyers use today, the fit and finish, the structural integrity or the corrosion resistance and safety and fuel economy, are probably going to become less important in the future as they become equalized across the product offerings. And what we think is that there will be a few factors that become much more important, that is, reasons why a customer will buy your product versus somebody else's product. One of those is lead time, the ability to get to the market quickly as that market shifts and changes. Very important. Another is the whole selling and servicing function. That is, the company and whose dealer organization and service system really delivers the customer the kind of satisfaction they expect will, I think, have a chance at success. Another factor is the style and fashion, and that's not just the simple idea of that's an attractive car in my driveway. It's how that car looks in its totality and feels in totality with the person when the person is literally wearing it. It's kind of the fashion versus just the inanimate style. It's a much more sensuous, intimate type of relationship than we typically think of in terms of cars. Fourth factor is technology, and that's technology as it has value in the eyes of the customer. It's technology not for technology's sake, but as it is really providing customer value. ABS is a good example. That has great value.
Automotive expert David Cole says a number of factors will separate the winners from the losers in the 90s, including responsive lead time, excellent service and selling experience, product fashion, and customer-focused technology. With that in mind, how will Chevrolet fare in the decade to come?
Well, Robbie, let's take Dave's four comments. I really think the things that will separate winners and losers as he talks about these, I think Chevrolet is going to be right out in front in this. For instance, let's talk about the first thing I think he said was responsiveness. The new Caprice went from the drawing board to production in less than 3 years. That's very responsive. The new segment planning teams that we've designed to make us more responsive to every segment of the market. We even have a segment dealer council. These are simply selected dealers from each area of the country, along with the dealer council member, providing the upfront real-world experience and working closely with our segment management teams. Now, we are getting the right product to the market at the right time through our area marketing and marketing center efforts. For instance, if you think about the Geo, we started this off in the western part of the country, which was the right place to start it. We put the extended cab trucks in the south and the southwest. And the Caprice launch, we launched that in the top 10 key markets across the country. The second thing he talked about was selling and service experience. We expect the Chevrolet customer satisfaction to climb due to several programs we have in place with our dealers. For instance, Service Supremacy 2, which is a program that we'll be discussing at this meeting. The CORE program, our professional training such as the Personal Best, Integrity Selling, the CMC training program titled A Working Relationship. All of these programs are just people-to-people programs to put us more closely in contact. Third item he mentioned was vehicle style. I think everyone would have to agree with it. We hit the nail on the head with the Storm, and we plan to continue with this type of styling that makes a statement for Chevrolet. The fourth and last item he mentioned was customer-focused technology. Chevrolet has always been a leader in customer-focused technology and in our product and business systems, and we don't have any plans to stop that. For instance, we've had ABS on our Corvette since 1986. It's now on our new Caprice, it's on the Astro all-wheel drive, and it's on the new four-door S-Blazer. They're all equipped with ABS, and as we move ahead, we'll see the ABS across many other of our vehicle lines. The supplemental inflatable restraint system is just another example in the safety area. Robbie, I think all of these things point out from Dave's comments that Chevrolet has the programs in place and the plans ahead to keep Chevrolet in #1 position in the 90s.
Good morning, Chevrolet. John Pachuki speaking.
Keeping in front of the competition with the technology we use to do business is another part of our winning strategy. How you do business can make a competitive difference. First, there was the Customer Assistance Center, then the Marketing Center, and most recently, the Dealer Assistance Center. And now a new element comes into play. It's called GM Polsat, a new satellite communications and computing network that will launch us into the future with rocket force. By the end of 1992, a satellite dish will be placed at all General Motors dealerships from coast to coast. Essentially, satellite communication frees us from phone lines and opens the door for the future.
Our current system, which is a telephone-based system, started about 15 years ago. And at the time we started it, we had 13 applications for it. Today we have over 200 applications on that system, and we've really reached its maximum capacity. So we are in a capacity-constrained condition where, while we may have more information we'd like to give to the dealer organization to manage their business with, we don't have the application capacity over the telephone system to make it available. Our system is really, from an efficiency standpoint, decreasing, and our cost is increasing for both the dealer and for ourselves. And that's one of the reasons we want to go with a satellite system to control those costs and improve our efficiency. We looked at the satellite system as an alternative actually 5 years ago. And 3 years ago, we started a satellite system with our 22 branch offices. And we've been testing it and piloting it for the last 3 years. Now this is the next evolution, which instead of one-way is now two-way communication.
What is it that you'd like Chevy dealers to know most about Polsat?
Well, first of all, it is no cost, incremental cost, over the way they're doing business today. We wanted to maintain the current structure that we have out there from a cost basis. So there'd be no cost for dealer installation. We wanted to be compatible with the DCS system that we currently have out there, because we have roughly 8 vendors they're supporting the dealer organization today, and we didn't want to obsolete 8 different systems out there. And we wanted to have stabilization of both the dealer's cost and our own cost in communicating in the 1990s.
How will Polsat help dealers?
It's going to give them a competitive advantage in the marketplace. You know, the Polsat system really offers better communications, faster communications. It'll stabilize our cost and the cost of the dealers. And it's really going to provide us flexibility to grow in the 90s. There's applications that we're sitting here today that we'll use in 95 and 97 we haven't even thought about yet, because the potential's there, and you have to have that type of basis to build on.
The decision to utilize satellite technology was made following an 18-month-long study of GM's communication options to ensure the network would respond to current and future dealer needs. We sought extensive input from a council of dealers, which included the presidents of each division's dealer council. The Dealer Advisory Council provided direction and guidance throughout the planning and development process. Representatives from the current DCS vendors, who provide hardware and software to dealers, were also in the loop. We wanted to ensure from the beginning that their services and equipment would be compatible with Polsat. GM will have total management responsibility for the satellite network. Electronic Data Systems and Hughes Network Systems will share the technology responsibilities. Initially, you'll notice no change at all. For your purposes, factory communications, DCS, Rapid, and CAMS will take place as they do today. The difference is the information will travel by satellite instead of phone lines. The network's hub station is located in Auburn Hills, Michigan. The satellite receives communications from the hub. The signal bounces off the satellite and onto a satellite dish installed at each dealership. Polsat network equipment will be installed at all Chevrolet dealerships at no cost to you. The communications package includes a satellite dish antenna and a suitcase-sized device called a Digital Interface Unit, or DIU. Your DCS, Rapid, and CAMS devices, along with your video monitor, will be connected directly to the DIU. The DIU will have what is known as plug compatibility with all authorized DCS devices in the dealership. Vendors have assured us that existing and new systems will be compatible with the Polsat network. After your PaulSat installation is complete, you may wish to eliminate some of the dedicated telephone lines currently connecting your DCS Rapid and CAMS devices. The system includes both data and video communication. The ability to receive tape, video, and live broadcast will be the first noticeable benefit. All dealers will be able to receive one message at one time without leaving their stores. Also, all dealers will receive the GM Dealer Satellite Network programming at no charge. In addition, the system will allow dealers to receive the Automotive Satellite Television Network, or ASTN, on a subscription basis. Former Chevrolet National Dealer Council President John Lancaster is a member of the Dealer Advisory Council for the GM PaulSat network.
Throughout the entire process, the dealers have been involved, even to the point that I will be one of the first pilot dealers to test PaulSat and make sure that it works before it's offered to the rest of the dealer body. I would ask dealers to have an open mind and look at what the benefits of this program are, and not to say, oh, here comes another program. The other thing I want to say to dealers is, one of our criteria was you don't have to buy anything else to make this system work in your dealership.
As John Lancaster mentioned, to assure that PaulSat meets every real-world requirement, the system will be well tested prior to national rollout. A cross-section of approximately 100 Chevrolet dealers from around the country will participate in a pilot program scheduled to begin in November 1990 and run through late January 1991. By early next year, we will begin installing equipment at about 50 Chevrolet dealerships per week. At that rate, we should be completed in about 2 years.
PaulSat's not a solve-all, it's simply a tool. We need a competitive edge to be out there ahead of our competition. And any tool that we can buy, use, or develop that's going to give us that is what we're going to be looking for in the 90s. Because the bottom line is how many cars and trucks did I sell and how much profit did I make? And that's true for the factory as well as for the dealer. And so this system is designed to give us better information to make those decisions to increase sales volume, increase share, and increase profits. And the whole idea is to keep Chevrolet winning in the future.
I think Chevrolet is going to do quite well. Chevrolet has had, over the years, back in the real heyday in the 50s and 60s, a theme that was more than you really expect. And I think that's coming back. We see Chevrolet developing a focus, a purpose. I think they have very strong leadership. I think their mission is well underhand. And when I look at the people that are a part of Chevrolet, I feel very comfortable. I think they have a bright future.
Clearly, we plan to win in the 90s, and GM PaulSat will help us do just that. But our success will be determined by other factors as well. As Jim Perkins told dealers at the National Convention at Opryland, customer satisfaction remains our #1 priority.
You know, it's easy to come away from a meeting like this overwhelmed with a feeling this business of selling cars and trucks is not only getting more competitive, but more complicated as each day passes. It's true, the marketplace is becoming more competitive and increasingly complex. The technology of the 90s will provide the new tools for our use in meeting this complexity with more efficient and effective dealership operations. David Cole of the University of Michigan said, "Technology has to provide real value to the customer and to your operation." The technology you have seen today in both products and dealership operation provides that value. But from another point of view, the basics of this business haven't really changed at all. And in my opinion, they're not going to change. Your dealership ability to provide a customer-satisfying sales and service experience will make the difference in who is the market leader in your community. Now, you can bet Ford, Toyota, and Honda are all telling their dealers the same thing. The difference is not in the knowledge of what it will take to be the leader, but how quickly we respond to the challenges with actions. Facilities that represent you and Chevrolet as the leaders in your community, a trained sales staff that know the product, and a dealership philosophy that recognizes each customer as the most important asset we have. We have many reasons to be excited and confident about the future. My #1 reason for confidence is you and your proven ability to dominate the competition.
That's it for the Chevrolet Satellite Network Special Report. I'm Robbie Timmons. Thanks for joining us.